So now I'm going to ask you a question, okay? Let's say we go into a dream world where you, VDM, and all your Ratel members can get everything you want out of life, okay? Perfect Nigeria, everything works. The least of us is able to access good healthcare, affordable goods in the market, fair trade. The Igbos are not inflating costs. When you import something into Nigeria, you don't have to bribe. Your goods get to your locations. There's no police checkpoints that are not serving the people on the highway. Good roads, water, electricity, everything that we need. Now, my question to you, VDM and the Ratel, is this. Are you willing to lose it all to achieve that Nigeria? VDM, are you willing to lose your life? Are you willing to let your head separate from your neck just to get that Nigeria that you want? My brother, listen, I don't think most people are ready to do what it takes to bring about the Nigeria that we need. That's the truth. I don't think most people are ready to sacrifice what it takes for us to usher in the change that is needed to get the Nigeria that we need. If I'm lying, go into the chat and say you're lying. And people can come in here and defend their position. The average Nigerian is not right. I have a friend. He used to tell me one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. Today he's in Canada. His birthday just passed and I asked him, what happened to one Nigeria? Why are you in Canada? What happened to one Nigeria? You see, in life, people are always going to search for greener pastures. The average Nigerian just wants to survive. The average Nigerian just wants to live. The average Nigerian wants to just get somewhere in life and live out a productive and fruitful life. This is not too much to ask for. And that's why I said earlier, your government know this. The government is not blind. They know these things. But the average Nigerian is not ready to let their head separate from their neck. And until the average Nigerian is ready to let some red liquid come out of their skin, Nigeria will never change. This is the truth. Everybody watching and listening knows this. It's not going to happen. Because for change, for the kind of revolution that Nigeria needs to happen, for it to occur, there has to be bloodshed. That's the truth. But people are not ready for this. So I'm asking you, the members of the Ratel movement, VDM himself, are you ready to do what it takes? Because remember, VDM, when you go on this protest and you take these poor souls, from some of them from wretched homes, the so-called grassroots, the sons and the daughters of the rich are not amongst these people. They are somewhere in a Prado Jeep. I know how they move. I went to a very opulent school. These people are moving high and mighty. When it's time for medical checkups, they go to United States. They come to Chicago here. They do what they need to do to get the experience that they need to get. They marry amongst each other. They have the most productive life as afforded to them by their parents. But remember, I told you at the end of this live stream, I'm going to give you the solution. As a matter of fact, for you guys watching, check out my other YouTube channels. I have a channel called The Solutionist. The other one is the Choo Choo Musu. That's the men's channel where we talk about everything concerning men. I have the Solutionist channel where we talk about everything concerning money. And then on this channel, I just tackle a broad range of topics. So, like I said, are the Ratel members and VDM themselves, are they ready to lose their life? The answer is a blunt no. The Ratel and VDM, most people, when it comes down to it, I don't want this young man VDM. He's too valuable to us to go anywhere. I don't want VDM to be a short story, someone that came, saw, and just got out of the way. I'm not working for Tinubu. I don't know Tinubu. You know what I mean? I just know that Tinubu is a man like you. He's trying to do what he knows best. Tinubu is not your enemy. If you really think about it, most Nigerians are their own enemy. They adopt wrong ideologies. They refuse to enact change for themselves. Change begins at the least of us. It doesn't start from the top. It starts from the bottom. If these politicians see that you guys don't want them no more, that you guys are ready to live life outside of them, not going to vote and do all this rubbish, you start to build businesses, start to build things that make your life better, start working together, start liking each other, showing love to each other, leaving this religion and Western nonsense to the side. You will see that life will change for most Nigerians. Let's do the practical things. Let's stop putting our life on the line. We have things to build. United States and so many countries became great because the average citizen opted to use their mind. Instead of challenging their mind towards the government and asking, what can Tinubu do for me? The average Nigerian should be asking themselves, what can I do for my people? How can I serve Nigeria? How can I serve my people? I know it's not easy. I know it's very difficult. We have the resources. And in the case of the Ratel movement, and VDM and how it concerns insecurity in Nigeria, like I said earlier, I will say this till it's almost nauseating. Force only responds to force. How are you trying to deal with insurgency and banditry and terrorism with no plan, no concrete plan? We're talking about people that have billions, some of them zillions, people that have truckloads and warehouses of money. My brother, don't let these poor souls and people that have, basically nothing to lose die in the plot of just lose their neck without living a fruitful life. There's so much more we can do. We don't have to rely on the Nigerian government. There are practical solutions. Like I say, stay with me to the end of this live stream. If I don't provide you a solution, call me a bastard. People provide real solutions to real problems. We have a real problem in Nigeria. Recognize it. I'm not working for Tinubu. As a matter of fact, if I was working for Tinubu, I'll tell him the truth. The problem of Nigeria is easily fixable. It's just that we have empty heads, people that are not thinking. Nigeria has arable land. I can even tell you right now, one of the biggest problems in Nigeria is that we've abandoned agriculture. That's one of the biggest problems in Nigeria. Anybody that cannot feed themselves will lose their life to just their enemy. If you cannot feed yourself, you're gone. At the basic level of life, a human being should be able to factor in their own, at least their own food. Let me give you an example. Today I was going to my car, the parking lot. I was about to get into my car, and I saw this wild berry tree, and there were some pigeons at the bottom of the berry tree, just patiently waiting for the berry to fall down on the ground. And as the berry was falling, they would just eat it. Remember, these are birds that have wings. They can fly and go on top of the tree and get the berry. But they understood that eating the berry on the tree is not the right move to make because the berry is not ripe yet. But when it falls on the floor, that means it's very ripe, it's ready to eat. I'm not asking Nigerians to be patient. If you're listening to this live stream, I'm not asking you to be patient. I'm asking you to be proactive. If I say Tinubu is not your problem, most of you will come for my head. The problem of Nigeria is Nigerians. Let me explain. If you are an average Nigerian, right? You get a visa, you come to United States, someone accommodates you, you get some level of residency, and you start driving like, say, an Uber. In less than 8 months, most Nigerians that come here start making headway and succeeding more than 60% of the average American. Why? It's not that nothing changed. It's just the geographical location changed. The person just went from a place of scarcity to a place of abundance. And just like that, boom, their life just changed. When you see Nigerian boys here, Nigerian girls here in the United States hustling, they are not hustling because it's just in their blood. They are hustling because they know the hostile nature of where they are coming from. They know what the alternate reality is. If they don't hustle as hard as they need to, what do they go back to? Come back there and start complaining with everybody? No. Like I said, the problem is not, no, sir. The problem is not the Nigerian. Yes, the country is bad. Yes, things are not good. Yes, things are not moving well. Yes, the government is not doing their part. Yes, the government has struggles. Yes, system have struggles. But in every society, the people that reign supreme, that make things happen are the people. If you killed every Nigerian, what would the government have to govern? They have nobody to govern. You Nigerians are the power. You guys are the uranium. You guys are the gasoline. You are what makes the society concrete. You're what makes the society move. Without you, nothing can happen. Even if you topple your government today, there's nothing that will change. If you topple your government today, nothing will change because it will be the same people that will go into power and try to run the country. They will run it back into the ground. But now, if we go towards the route of innovation, where we start going back to the things that we know, like agriculture, at least feeding ourselves. The average Nigerian needs food. We need to feed. We need to be able to walk around not hungry. Because there's a saying by a British man called Winston Churchill. I hate to quote Winston Churchill. I wish I could quote an African, but you see, we don't value our own. So when I went to school, they mostly taught us about the British. Winston Churchill said, a hungry stomach has no political advisor. Why are people talking about politics when they haven't even eaten? People are supposed to be farming, raising food, selling food. If there's anything we know that somebody will buy in Nigeria is food. If there's anything that sells every day in Nigeria is food, we should take it back all the way to our farmland. They've made agriculture undesirable in your country. If you come here, anywhere you go to Bolingbrook, all you see is farmland. Like these people have okra, maize. You can eat maize for days. You can go and pluck one. Nobody will bother you. Corn everywhere, strawberry. You go to Iowa, there's strawberry everywhere. You see this one here. What's his name? Oluwa Shehu Bakare. One Yoruba idiot. He's talking about thunder go fire. You be idiot. I bet go sleep. If you look at this guy, he has no single innovative idea. So he's frustrated at the government. The truth is that if you're innovative, you won't care about what the government is doing. That's the truth. The last time I've been employed in the United States was 2011. Ever since then, I own my own business. I do my own hustle. I work for myself. I own multiple businesses. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you what we do. All you Nigerians have the capacity. If you're in Nigeria right now watching me, if they give you a plane ticket, you come here, you will probably do better than me. You will excel. You will blow up. Because why? The opportunity is here. You're in the region of abundance. You just left a place of scarcity. Nigeria is a place of scarcity. The problem is not your government. The problem is the place, the people, the mindset. Once the mindset changes, everything will change. Your mindset is your world. Your mindset is your reality. I don't care what anybody gives you. If you don't have the right mindset, you will lose it. I'm a businessman. You know how many times I've lost money? Multiple times. I've lost money like a fool. I've made bad investments, bad mistakes, borrowed money to people, lost money. It's part of life. But you see, the beautiful thing about a region of abundance is that you can afford to make these mistakes. Please, VDM, don't lead these young men. Don't lead these Ratel people. Don't lead these people into the darkness. These young men have a long life to live. Let's find ways that we can do things that will benefit Nigerians inside Nigeria. Importation won't solve the problem. The biggest problem, everybody in the comment can attest to it, in Nigeria is food. If people eat, they can now think. When you're hungry, you don't think well. Even me, myself, in this United States, I eat once a day. But that's because I'm watching my weight. I don't want to blow up. If you eat food, you can think straight. You can even notice it even with women. It's very common amongst women. When a woman is hungry, like she acts very erratic. She's very impulsive. When a woman is already impulsive, but when she doesn't eat, she's even more impulsive. Are you understanding me? So we need to be careful about where we dislodge the problems of our society to. The biggest problem we have in our society called Nigeria is the citizens, because the citizens are the ultimate value. I've said it before. If you remove Nigerians, what would the government rule? Who would they lead? There's nobody to lead. Sean Lafayette said, what's the value of Naira in Africa today? $1, is it not 1,300 something? You know? Okay, you are working for Tinubu. I'm not working for Tinubu. That's false. You have to go. So it's $1 to 1,300 and something. So I know it's about somewhere between 1,300 and 1,400. Dollar has gotten worse. From when I was born, I think $1 was 50 Naira. By the time I left Nigeria, $1 was 185. Then from there, it just skyrocketed and just went straight to the moon. So things have been bad. So when they tell you Nigeria used to be good, my brother, you don't have to believe me. Go on YouTube and watch the video of Nigeria pre-1960, pre-independence. You see the roads were never good. I've done the research. I even did my research on VDM before I did this. I went and read his profile. Dude is a decent guy. I bet you every member of the Ratel is a decent human being. But I'm telling you, as a businessman that engages in solution analysis, facing the government is a waste of your energy. Innovation is key. When you innovate, the government needs you. You understand? When you innovate, the government is the one that starts asking for your help. The government starts to chase you. Even if the government don't chase you, you can within yourself, fund yourself. Indians do it here. Pakistanis do it here. They want to open a mechanic shop. They come together. Nobody has the money. Banks won't fund them. They come together. This one brings money. Bam, bam, bam. Yorubas do it here. Even Igbos do it. They join money together and open the thing and it starts to work. They remove government from their business. If you come to the United States, rich people or anybody that wants to be rich, their biggest threat is the government. They don't want the government in their business. But where we come from, we're waiting for the government for everything. It won't work, my brothers and sisters. It would not work. The government don't have the solution. If they had the solution, after 1960, Nigeria would be number one. They don't have the solution. As you can see, different types of men. These are adult grown men with different ideology. They all have ideological problems. Nigeria will be going up. One person will come, Nigeria will crash. Another person will come, he will go up small, then he will crash, he will go. This thing VDM is doing, fella already tried it. You cannot shame the government into doing the right thing. You can't. But when it comes to power, you cannot force them either. VDM doesn't have the power to force Nigerian government to act. It doesn't. So this is what I'm saying to VDM and the Ratel movement. I need you to start thinking of Nigeria as a business, because that's exactly what Nigeria is. Any person out there, the smart people, the idiots, the people in the back of the room, Nigeria is a business. The earlier you start to think of Nigeria as a business, the better for you. Nigeria is not a country. It's a business. If you approach it as a business, you start to see things differently. You start to benefit. Once you look at this, the perimeter, the area of land where you live, you start to look at it as a business, that the people running it are running a business. You start to think to yourself, how can I benefit from this business? How do I align myself with the right people? How do I move appropriately? The rich people in your country, they in Nigeria, they need friends. They are people's friends. They have work. They need employment. They need to hire people, right? When they have business ideas, they need people to enhance it. You need to place yourself, my dear Nigerians, in a very strategic position. Ratel, VDM, you need to place yourself in a place where you can benefit so that you can empower yourself. A man without money is a powerless man. I get very quickly. Very quickly. Haven't you noticed something that Igbos, wherever they go, they always go and succeed? Not all Igbos, but most of them, the enterprising ones, they don't go and start looking for the government to solve their problem. The average Igbo man can solve his problem. The Yorubas have caught on to it too, right? The Yorubas I see here in Chicago, they go and source their survivor. They don't wait for American government. I've been to Portugal. I've been to Spain. The Africans, the Nigerians I met there, every Nigerian that leaves that country, they'd always blossom and do well. For you to do well in Nigeria, you have to go somewhere, source your survival, raise capital, then come back into Nigeria. That's the only way. The only thing holding the average Nigerian from blowing up is just capital. That's it. You just need capital. You just need to source capital. If you have capital, you just start a small talk shop. At least you'll be managing, you'll be doing well. Capital is the problem, and government is supposed to be giving this capital to people. Take, for example, someone like VDM, okay? This Ratel movement is solving all this problem, which is doing a great job, right? Imagine if instead of channeling all that energy towards facing the government, VDM and his Ratels start raising money to expose the Ratel groups to businesses and opening avenues for them to self-enterprise. People are opening businesses, providing services that Nigerians need, helping the average Nigerian extract value from the economy. This is what Nigeria needs. Nigeria doesn't need talkatives, people that just talk every day, asking government for this and that. That's social communism or whatever. The government cannot provide all your needs. Trust me, most of you want the government to act. When the government start acting well, you won't like it to. Ask any billionaire, any rich person in any well-organized, structured society. The number one thing rich people will tell you is that they want the government out of their business. Nigeria is a very, very prime and ripe real estate for any type of business for people to blow up. I believe, I'm not misleading you, I will never mislead you. You see, the thing is about it is I don't live in Nigeria. So what you Nigerians are going through, the people on the ground, I don't take it for granted. I cannot tell you what to do. Am I a madman? I don't know what you're going through. I can only go off what I see. And based on my analysis, based off what I see, Nigeria has an innovation problem. We need to teach more young men to be innovative. That's the problem. So, like I said, VDM and his cohort, the Ratel, vibrant, energetic young Nigerians need to start thinking of Nigeria as a business. How do you benefit from a business? If you're an Igbo, Chebe maka Nigeria ka Afia, think of Nigeria like a market. Afia, Nigeria is market, general market. How can you get your share of the market? How can you offer a service so that you can extrapolate value from the market?